The most points they've ever scored first 2 games of the year. They're sitting pretty close to the top. A resounding victory for them here today. Coming into Arlington
Week 2, and it's already started. How about them Cowboys? See you tomorrow on First Take and the Stephen A. Smith Show. Monday can't come soon enough.
Well, at least Hazel still loves me. It's just so hard for me to love the team that I have loved with my body, heart, and soul since I was 10 years of age. I told you all off season, I no longer trust my Dallas Cowboys because I no longer trust Gerald Wayne Jones Jr. He said he was all in to fix that mess that happened down 27-0 in a home playoff game to Green Bay. And today we saw same song, second, sad verse. This team is rotten to the core because Jerry did next to nothing to fix it. I still don't trust the quarterback who makes the most money in the entire league. I still don't trust Micah Parsons, who is a ghost today once again, most overhyped player in the league. I don't trust our running game because I don't think we have much running game while they have Kamara. I don't trust our defensive line because it can't stop Hazel. I just don't trust the Dallas Cowboys. So I wasn't really that surprised by getting my heart ripped out again today.
How's 91 points in 2 games? That is the 3rd most through 2 games in NFL history. The New Orleans Saints offense humming on the road. Time now for your Ram Built to Serve Player of the Day. This is powered by Ram Trucks, of course, Mac. Hard to look anywhere else than the great Alvin Kamara in this game, the run game, the pass game. He looked like, and you said it upstairs, Alvin Kamara about 23, 24
no
years
question.
old today.
2 years into the league, super fresh, super smooth, the vision. You can tell, not just with Alvin Kamara, but offense was unbelievable. And he served the Cowboys rather nicely for 4 quarters, and he was built to do so.
He certainly was. And again, 91 points here for the Saints offense through 2 games, the 3rd most in NFL history to start a season. Through 2 games, 91 points.
Yeah.
In week 1, it was, okay, it's Carolina. It's Derek Carr, it's Carolina. Let's see what you can do on the road against an NFC hopeful.
Yeah.
We saw what they can do. Was the Derek Carr career obituary written a little too soon? This looks like an offense with some disguise, some layers, and some things that they want to get to and got to effectively here through 8 quarters.
In the words of Geno Smith, they wrote Derek Carr off, but he did not write them back. And he's playing highly motivated football. And most importantly, Derek Carr is having fun. Do you see him smiling? We saw him smile last week in New Orleans against Carolina. Everyone was like, well, it's Carolina, still trying to figure some things out. Let's see what they do on the road against a playoff caliber team and a team in the Dallas Cowboys who had one of the more impressive wins in week 1. Well, Derek Carr said, you know what? I'm not just going to showcase my arm strength. I'm also going to showcase my Michael Jackson impersonations
dancing
when I get into the end zone and give you a little and a kick, a stride that allowed Shaheed to go ahead and use that perfect throw to get into the end zone. And I'll tell you this much right now, when you look at their offense, when you look at the balance, Alvin is looking like second-year Alvin Kamara. The offensive linemen, they're doing a great job in run blocking and protecting their quarterback. And when it comes to the passing game, you can try to devote extra attention to Chris Olave and leave Shaheed alone in one-on-one opportunities. Good luck. But if you try to devote extra attention to Shaheed,
Ebony. Download now.
You have Chris Olave, who's a 4-3 also in one-on-one opportunities as well. These two wins from what we've seen offensively from the New Orleans Saints, they have surprised everyone in the NFL world as a fan outside of the New Orleans Saints fans because, of course, they biased. They feel like their offense is going to be electrifying anyway. But the reality was, for us, we got to wait and see. And they're playing some inspired, entertaining, and most importantly, as I mentioned, they're having fun down in New Orleans.
Remind me, Super Bowl this year?
In New Orleans. Oh, wait a minute, it's too soon.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Don't get them fired up.
Let's not get ahead of
Just
ourselves.
Allow them to enjoy the moment.
The Cowboys and their fans have been waiting for that sort of end scene to a season for decades now. And you always feel like the group might have it. Obviously, the running backs, that part of the offense, a little bit in question when it comes to depth and effectiveness. But so much praise for Zim's defense in week 1, and rightfully so, against that Cleveland team on the road. Where was the biggest difference 1 week over? It seemed like non-existent was that run defense. 35 points in the first half, tied for the most in franchise history. Never the history you're trying to make.
They came out flat. And that's the thing with the Dallas Cowboys. We've seen this in years past where you have a very, very impressive victory, and most Cowboy fans are ready to anoint them as the Super Bowl contenders. And then the next week, you're like, what is going on, right? What they did last week against the Cleveland Browns surprised everyone. The way they harassed, sacked Deshaun Watson, special team-wise. You didn't see a lot from Dak Prescott because you didn't need to. Your defense just took over the ball game. In today's matchup, they only sacked Derek Carr once. He wasn't in uncomfortable situations in the pocket. He was having fun. He was having fun. And anytime a quarterback is having fun against your defense, that's not a good thing. Like I said, he was dancing. I can't wait to see what he has in store next week for his touchdown celebration. But for the Dallas Cowboys, they got to get back to being the dominating unit that we saw last week. And the scary thing about this game today, the woes that surfaced last year for their run defense surfaced in this ball game. And we thought because of this new coaching regime defensively that they're far removed from those issues. A year ago, if you can't stop the run, you're not going to stop anyone. And today they could not stop Alvin Kamara, and because of that, they allowed 40-plus points on the scoreboard at home.
Big day for Kamara, big day for the Saints, who come away with the win in Dallas. Record numbers being posted, 91 points. We'll see what they got in week 3.
Morning to see you again. Let's get right to it here. We talked about the big wins for both these teams in week 1. Who is it more important to win to in week 2? New Orleans because they beat a crappy Carolina team, and so people say, it was nothing, or Dallas just because they're the Cowboys and there are always expectations?
Well, they both got a lot to prove today. This is a really tough matchup for both teams, but being here in Dallas as a home opener, I saw Jerry Jones out on the field. He's excited about today's matchup. It's a tough battle. I think both these teams, it's a tough matchup between the two of them. They both do similar things well. I think it's going to come down to third down execution. So, tough battle. I like the opportunity for Derek Carr to come out and prove to everybody that last week wasn't just a bad Carolina team they were playing. He wants to play well on the road against Dallas.
Hey, Tom, I'm glad you brought up Derek Carr. To me, them putting up 47 points on Carolina, look, it's not Dallas, but 47 points is a big number. And is it as simple as bringing in Clint Kubiak from San Francisco and the coordinator in a new system?
I don't care who you play in the NFL. 47 points is 47 points. So Kubiak's done a great job. Derek Carr looked very comfortable last week in this offense. Kamara, 5.5 a carry. So they got weapons. It's going to be a little different this week. You got Dallas's defense. You saw what they did last week to Cleveland. So I think they got a lot to prove until they beat a team like Dallas, playoff caliber team. I think everyone's still got a lot of questions for the Saints.